Stream started. Hello there. Hello, E.
Hello. Hello. Yes, I'm not always at the computer when the loading screen is there. I was just like washing my face in the other room, and suddenly I heard the metal pipe in the distance. I have heard about the Bao drama. Yes. You have more? You indeed have more. Yes. Ah. Do you wanna know the Bao drama? What I know at least? Before we move on to the other thing? You're glad you managed to instill dread even at a distance? Okay, so this is what I know. So I believe everything started with Bao posting this tweet about I think it was about, let me double check actually. Yeah. It was a tweet where she did like, she basically worded that tweet extremely badly, where she said, and I quote directly from the tweet, "If you are an up and coming female content creator with a small but growing audience and a much larger and successful male content creator approaches you out of nowhere and showers you with attention on stream, in DMs, etc., don't walk, run." That was her exact tweet, right? Obviously, there is some truth to it, right? You can tell there is like an inherent intention in that situation, but the thing is, lots of male VTubers are actually treated really badly whenever a male VTuber tries to collab with a female VTuber. The first reaction is distrust, right? They are treated like they are trying to like approach the female content creator with bad intentions, right? Or looking to date, basically. So imagine this. Imagine you are at school, right? And whenever you have to speak to a woman in the class because you need to do a project or something, imagine the first reaction being, "Why are you approaching me? I have a boyfriend." It does apply, how to say it, on men on the street, right? But there are certain like, what to call it, spaces where behaving like that towards men is seen as not only rude but outright like offensive. Yeah. And the issue is that the way Bao worded it, it was very specifically saying, hey, if you are small, growing, and female, and you are approached by a big and male content creator, they want something. Right? It's like there is an inherent like gendered to the way she expressed that. If she had just said, hey, if you are a small content creator and a big one suddenly approaches you for no apparent reason, you should think that maybe there is like something they want to gain out of it, right? If it was general like that, there would have been no problems, right? But because she worded it like that, it became a gender problem. So basically, men started to complain that they were being treated unfairly because some random bad apples, right? Because now they cannot really approach any female VTubers without being like immediately branded as looking for something more. So he was like, what to call it? Died in this like she's against men kind of a spotlight, right? So she tried to back out of it in the worst way possible. Basically, she first tried to double down, saying, hey, this happens and the reverse doesn't, which is bullshit. So after that didn't work, next she posted this tweet about, do you know the Japanese site to commission art known as kebab? Escape? You basically can request a artist to make you something. Well, that site is meant to be a bit of a gacha kind of thing, where you don't get to specify the details of the image you get, the art. It's pretty much random. Whatever the artist gets is inspired about it, right? So there is like a lot of stuff you cannot really, what to call it, control. Like when they finish, you cannot say whether or not they are allowed to publish it. You don't even have the rights to the art. All the rights remain with the artist. You basically commission art to use personally. You don't have the rights to it.
Normal Ricardo shenanigans I see.
Yeah. Welcome, Ike. Hello. So, she posted this tweet saying she hates artists that just randomly publish the finished work before asking for permission from the client and blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. And it's a fairly long tweet, right? And in the responses to the tweet, she adds, I hate scab. Right? The site where you can commission art as gacha. Well, the thing is, Scab responded to that tweet. Not directly, but they made a publication that was very clearly aimed at her, where they say, hey, on our terms and conditions of the site, you have to agree that the rights remain with the artist. You cannot dictate if the artist takes your commission or not. You cannot dictate when the artist finish or whether they can publish it or not. It's theirs. They have full rights. And they also specify, not only we tell you this when you make the account, we make you aware and agree to it 3 more times extra after. Yeah. So we tell you 4 times before you can even commission anyone. Was that an alert or someone actually knocked? Hold on, give me a moment. I'll be right back. 1 second. It was nothing. Okay, so they basically say, hey, you need to agree to these conditions 4 times before you can commission, right? And they do something I didn't expect them to do. They not only answered to Bao in English, they in the next tweet said, hey, if you want something for commercial rights or more control over your commissions, you are welcome to use Fiverr. 2 other sites that I don't remember. Basically, they recommended their competition. And they, after that, even clarified, saying, hey, Escape will never change their terms to allow you to keep the rights of the art you commissioned. Yeah. Which was lovely. So then apparently they sent a legal notice to Bao and she had to delete the tweet where she was like accusing Escape of publishing commissions. Well, the artist was kept from publishing commissions. Yeah. Yes, it's about Bao. We were just talking about what happened to her. Basically, Bao made a few tweets. One that it was very like badly worded that allowed people to call the really dog right now. Okay, so she made a tweet where she basically painted men very badly, especially male VTubers, and she was called out for it. And instead of clarifying or apologizing, she doubled down. And then she made another tweet accusing artists of Skebeb of publishing art without permission of the client, and then got slapped by Skebeb themselves because she didn't read the terms and conditions. Yeah. Basically that. And then on stream, she was like basically crashing out, where she was like saying, lol, it was engaging farming, it was not canceling, I'm just farming them. I'm rage baiting and blah 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 blah, and never even like, what to call it, try to say sorry. On the worst part is she came across very like a child that was throwing a tantrum, pretending that whatever happened was her intention. Yeah. Yeah, he went and saying stuff like, yeah, you the guys who are like blaming me about the men's things are an example of the problem. You are proving my point. How about you do something about your resident hardline? And then he mentioned a medication and something. And she went like on this like temper tantrum, trying to pretend like she was in total control. And this was like what she wanted to do. She was like actually rage baiting and engaging in baiting. When she was clearly not. And also she went on a blocking spree in Twitter. Anyone that even like gave her the mildest of criticisms, she would block. Yeah. Yes, even the more like the tamest comments got people blocked. And she started blocking even like long-time fans of hers for mildly disagreeing with her take. Yeah. And then, finally, after a while of like crying and throwing a tantrum, eventually, she finally made a tweet where she was like, oh, the needless dramas that have been happening in the community had put me in a bad mental state. And blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Of course, she never actually like mentioned what she did wrong, right? She refused to even like hint at whatever she was talking about. She was basically dancing around the subject. And the funniest thing was that she put that it out, her so-called apology. And guess what? At no point in the tweet she ever said, I'm sorry. At no point. When someone like actually like pointed out the fact that she never says sorry, she edited the tweet to add the I'm sorry at the very end of the tweet in the last few lines. Yeah. Which was extremely funny. Of the fact she forgot to say the I'm sorry on her apology tweet. She was so busy like deflecting guilt and victimizing herself that she never say I'm sorry or I apologize. At no point. She had to edit it in, which was kind of funny, not gonna lie. You thought you will moisturize season and say I'm sorry reactions? The issue with between is that it's very hard to say sorry with actions. Yeah. Because what are you going to do? Whatever you do publicly, in pretty much even a small part is going to benefit you. Right? So it's very hard to actually do it in a way that is honest and free of gains towards you. Yeah. Yes. I actually on the Cinder drama was more inclined to be on Cinder's side. Yeah. Mainly because I could tell they basically ganged up on her from the very start. Yeah. I believe I've been discussing it in a stream, but I was saying, hey, think about it. If you find out that one of your best friends is basically been like trying to sabotage your career, low key, and you find from a third person, right? What would be your reaction? One, you would like distrust the third party, right? Because it's your best friend. That's first. On the second is that what would you do when you like know for a fact this is happening, right? If it's your best friend, someone you are close to, what I would do is walk up to them, give them like a slap on the back and tell them, hey, they told me this. What the fuck are you doing? Right? You will confront them. Give them a chance to explain themselves. If you don't like the explanation, okay, then you throw them out. No longer a friend, right? But they didn't do that because from the how badly put together was the apology from Cinder, the first one, about 6 months ago. I could tell she had been blindsided. That is, they never confronted her about it, right? On the contrary, the way each of them released the documents almost at the same time, within 24 hours, make me think they coordinated everything, right? And Bao, in one of the streams, even said that they had to delay the reveal of the accusations a week because she was in the hospital. And also, she let slip that someone was like trying to push her into revealing more information that was like not really related to the whole incident, but it would like hurt Cinder's reputation even more, right? So that told me they were not doing this to call her out. They were doing this to do the most amount of damage possible. Yeah. So yeah, I incline to side with Cinder on that one. The thing is that from my point of view, Cinder didn't really do anything bad because her manager is obviously going to look for the business, right? So the manager is like, by the definition of their job, supposed to treat other VTubers as competition, right? So I didn't really see anything that Cinder did like particularly like egregious, especially because even Bao has her own exclusive editors, right? And you could argue that she is basically forcing them to not work with other VTubers. The same Cinder was trying to get her own modeler, exclusive modeler, right? So it's not something she's not doing already. So the all the accusations seem so like shallow that I was like, I don't see Cinder as the bad guy here. Yeah. Yes, they do like to do grandstanding about having like the higher ground and better morals in general. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I actually think that's what's happening with Bao currently, because her so-called friends are doing nothing to prevent her of digging her own grave even deeper. Oh, the thing about the Cinder is that she didn't actually try to guilt trip her at all. The artist was the one who suggested to be an exclusive artist. Yeah. So seeing the guilt trip is very like stretching it. Yeah. It's more about the artist being a bit wishy-washy and indecisive. Yeah. And anything else? She basically used Cinder as an excuse to cancel people's work when she overbooked. Yeah. And then used that as ammo against Cinder. That's the way it seemed to me. Yeah. Also, I have said this before, but I don't understand why people are so afraid of being the villain. You cannot like please anyone, right? So it's a good idea to decide, hey, for this group, because our interests are like opposite, then I will just be the villain. Being a villain will get you the dress. So what? It's going to happen one way or another. Just look about. So instead of trying to always hold the high ground, how about you just find some ground that is like nice, fertile, defendable, and just sit on it. No need to have the best ground. No need to be always right. You just have to be mostly right. Right? That's good enough. Depends on what you mean, a villain? Oh, I mean, you don't need to be like, have perfect morals, is what you mean. What I mean. That's why I liked Kali from Hololive, because at the start of her career as a VTuber, she was drinking wine like there was no tomorrow. Right? She was kinda low-key alcoholic. So I was like, look, a defect. That's nice, right? The same with Matarkan. She was like a little bit too hooked on wine. So I'm like, right? It's not like... Kali was an alcoholic at the start because she was very like nervous to actually be a VTuber. She didn't know what to do or what to expect, right? So in order to stream and calm her own nerves, she drank, which is fair. Yeah, the one who was an actual for sure alcoholic was Gura, if I remember correctly. Kali is Calliope Mori from Hololive. Yeah, let me show you a screen real quick. Calliope Mori. This is Kali. Hold on. Let me show this. This is Calliope Mori. That doesn't work. Let me make it big over here then. This is Kali, right here. Yeah. This is Kali. Yes. I'm severely held back in it, not because your parents got conscious if they saw me watching. Some of these designs moving around? I see. They are not always loot. For example, this design right here. I suppose it's on the low end. This one. Yeah. But then again, it depends on the context of the family you have, whether or not something is considered much. Your family is very strict. I see. But yeah, that's basically the issue with Pao. Indeed. Also, the reason I've been talking so much today is because I fucked up. I updated Game Maker, and Game Maker completely got nuked from my computer. Yeah. So I have to reinstall it, and I just finished reinstalling it. Yeah. Don't try that? You mean a model that is more like suggestive, you mean? It will be weird because it's not really fitting for my personality. Yeah. It will be hard, actually, to find one that is nice. You could go for the male VTubers. There is this one VTuber that I like, that is a bit, well, he's very tame in that respect. He's actually a doctor. Let me see. What was his name? Hold on. I know I can find it. Not that one. Actually, Ducky Bird would be a nice fit. Now that I think about it. She's a bit like me. She's on the tamer side. Where are you? Doctor. I just saw one of his tweets. Why I cannot find it? Doctor. Let me see. Which clip? I have no idea. Let me check. Doctor. Where are you? There we go. This is the guy. It's called Psychen MD. He focuses on mostly medicine. Yeah. Oh, the one where, yeah, she got some extra cleavage in a model, but it's not like that, like excessive, I will say. This guy. Taking MD is an actual doctor. Yeah, this guy is actually a proper doctor. I also saw an inventor somewhere that also was doing some really funny stuff. Yeah. Lucky Bird. I want to recommend her, but there is just one issue. Do you want to know what the issue is? YouTube.com. She's blonde? What? Wow. You see, she... Let me check if my suspicions are correct. Oh, I was close, but not quite. She tends to stream at the same time as I do. So if you watch her, you won't watch me. Today she streamed earlier. So that's not an issue, but most of the time she is actually streaming at the same time as I do. Yeah, Doki, for some reason, her personality really cancels out her sex appeal. I do agree with that. Actually, there is another VTuber that has that exact same effect, maybe even more strongly. Ouch. And that other VTuber is Pecora. Yeah. And I also know the opposite. Some VTubers that are like, their design is very like mine, very tame. And then somehow they have this like weird like sex appeal that I don't really understand. Yeah. I don't think it's the voice. It's maybe the personality, because she doesn't even like try to do. She's not suggestive in any way. Her voice is not even like sultry or anything. It's like oddly like, I don't know. Huh. I'm talking about Suisei. Yeah. There is something like weirdly like attractive about her that I don't really understand. Yeah. She's like, she has this like diva personality that I don't understand. Hmm. You understand the way we say? Yeah, she's really weird in that respect. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, Pecora, even though her design is uniquely like sensual, she's like the least like, I don't know, she doesn't have like a drop of sex appeal, and I don't really understand why. She feels like, how to explain this? It's like, she's like Mickey Mouse. It has this like Disney style like aura about her. Yeah. Also Chibidoki, that's indeed true. Child Lily is very charming. I agree with that. She's not, well, she does have quite a lot of sex appeal, but she's more like charming in general. Yeah. Yes. I believe there is another one that doesn't have that much sex appeal. Rosimo? Yeah, Rosimo is actually on the lower end in that kind of div. Yeah. She was talking about things she would do if she was a man. Roseki Biju? Well, she's very child friendly, yes, but she does have her weird behaviors. Yeah. Rosimo is more tame, I believe. Rosimo. The Bunkao. Yeah. Indeed. Rosemi? Rosemi is... She graduated a bit ago, right? Rosemi? She's currently Mickey, right? Her new account is Mickey. Recently tried out editing, it's not that bad at that. It's painful for me. Yeah. Because I need to sit through a 3-hour stream to get the clips I need, and then I actually can start to edit. Yeah, transitions are easy. The difficult part is like having the correct zoom ins, the way to hide cuts and animations and effects. Yeah. I just figured out how to make like this like snow effect, and it took me a while to figure it out. With Handy Dandy YouTube videos? I actually don't know what is Handy Dandy. Oh yeah, Maxor. The way Maxor edits is nonsensical to me. It will take me a year to do like a 10-second clip. Holy shit. The only editing software you know is Kaput. I use DaVinci Resolve. Yeah. Oh, just useful. I see. I see. That's a rationalism. I didn't know. Yeah. Okay. Let me go to the room because we won't start if I don't.
She's catching so much strays, ha 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 ha. Ouch. BTW Verthandy, please don't try, that would be uncanny AF.
Who is catching strays? Exactly. An exaggeration, you will? Oh wait, I think I chose the wrong room. Whoops. There we go. And I need to fix this script that I have not fixed yet. Okay, so you can see this is a brand new game maker. You can see I have all the tutorial tips off still. Okay, how do I go away? Hello? Can you... Excuse you? Oh, there we go. Okay. It's fine. It's a way for me to actually have something to talk about because I often don't. Okay, so today I want to start working on the third dungeon. And you see, this one is going to be quite difficult. No, I know it doesn't really suit me. Yeah, I'm well aware of that. Yes. It doesn't really fit my personality. Okay, this dungeon is probably going to be the hardest dungeon I have made so far. Oh, it's a tab. I thought it was like an actual interactive window, but it's not. It's just a tab. Okay. This looks way more like a forest temple. Wow. It doesn't look like a regular temple. A desert temple, excuse me. So, this is going to be interesting. Actually, I should open my map designing program. 1 second. One. Let's make projects, assets, maps, dungeons. Okay, dungeon 3. This one be called the red ring. Okay. One. So opening this. Yeah, I can't tell it was serious. I will also like be a bit like disconcerted if certain people try to be more like have more sex appeal. Certain VTubers. Hold on, I screw up. What? Dungeons. Okay. Let's open this. I made a copy of a different map. And now we can do this. Okay. First, I'm going to destroy this. And kill these ones. So we can start from scratch. Maybe replacing the green bits with sand if it's supposed to be a desert temple. It's the other way around. It's supposed to be a forest temple. And because I had only sand there, it looked like a desert temple. Yeah. It was the other way around. I'll make the walls to make it cleaner. I think it's supposed to be a forest area. Yeah. I want to do that, but I need to do new art for that. And I don't know if you remember this, but I mentioned last time that I'm going to use Sundays for art and Tuesdays for design and game development. Let's see, 2, 4, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay. Or 4 and 4. So this is the center right here. Okay.
It does not comfort, but unburdens.
Oh, wow. Here goes my first time finish this. Yes, you will watch how I create a new map. Select. Let me crop this because I don't like that is a little bit off. There we go. I think I screwed up. Hold on. I've been using the other program so much, I don't remember how to use this one. Is there no way to like resize it or what is supposed to be? Hold on. Let me ask the internet. Imp resize layer to canvas. Okay, so let's see. If I do this... Eh. Okay, good night. Good night, Ricardo. Good night. So, I can just go layer. Layer semi size. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. So we set, this is the middle right here. Okay. So this is going to be interesting. We need to make a dungeon. And this dungeon is going to be special. You see, I have 3 types of dungeons, right? I have something I call the Gauntlet. That is basically just arena battles, right? We have something that is called Lock and Key, where it's just basically navigating the map until you find the path to the boss. And it's basically just navigation and exploration. And the last one is something I call the puzzle box. Which means it's supposed to be a giant puzzle by itself. So, this game is meant to be a several meters tall puzzle. Several floors. The last... How many rooms did the last dungeon had? Hold on, let me check. Rooms... Dungeons... We have 22, 27. Okay, 27 rooms from the last one. It's going to be going down. Okay, so we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 16, 32. 48. So I can have like 50 rooms. It would be almost half of the space I have right here. Okay, I need to set this up in such a way that we can have several floors. So how do we do this? Let's say we had 3 floors. That would mean we have 52 rooms divided over 3. That would be 17 and fraction. We can leave it to 16, so we can set a whole line of this as a whole, like, room. Floor, excuse me. And we can add the extra 2 to make the 50. We don't need this one. Okay, so 16 rooms per floor. Okay. Let's just leave it at 17. Okay. So we have 17. How do I set this? We want like a hub, right? A room we can use as a center area of the whole place to use to loop around. Okay, let's say we have an entrance right here. We enter this area right here. Right, we enter. Let's say we have a bunch of holes all over the place. And you can decide to go down those or use stairs at the edges. Let me set them like this in the random locations, right? We can start using vertically like this. Okay. We can make it like a center shaft. So we have like this floor leading to a floor similar to it, but divided by walls. In such a way you can only enter certain areas if you fall from a specific hole. Right, and you can have more holes in the other floors with more doors going up and down. So we have this like tower-like structure. Okay. And we will have 3 floors to this. So the last one is going to be the one that is actually the bottom. And this only has like stairs going up. And instead of holes, how about we have lava pits at the bottom? So we can keep like a structure of the place. And maybe even give a reason for why there is like holes in this dungeon. Okay, now that we have this concept, that would mean we'll have a 9 for this floor, 9 for the next, and 9 for the next. Right? So that leaves us with 7 rooms on each floor to do whatever we want. Instead that level? Not instant death, more like a force respawn. It will teleport you back to the last firm ground you were at with damaged, like losing a heart, for example. Not instant lava, instant death. So we have 7 rooms to work with, apart from that. Okay. The other thing I want about this dungeon is I want it to be a shifting living thing. So maybe I will make the walls move around. Shift places. Maybe. That would be interesting, right? to have walls in different locations that you need to move around. You can move it like from left or right to open and close paths. That would be interesting. I want this dungeon to be a giant puzzle. Oh, by the way, the dungeon item for this particular dungeon is going to be the whip. Yeah. Which is going to change completely the structure of this dungeon. I'm trying to think. So we have these moving walls. We have holes everywhere. We have the whip. Is this the dungeon with the Pokemon cave-like mechanics? What do you mean Pokemon cave-like mechanics? The one where things get dark, you mean? Where you need to have a lamp to actually be able to see? No, not yet. Because I want to let you do the first 3 dungeons in any order you want, right? So we have Dungeon 1, Dungeon 2, Dungeon 3, and Dungeon 2 is where you get the lamp, right? But if you go straight to Dungeon 3, that means you don't have a lamp. So if I make it so you need the lamp to do it, it's going to require to do Dungeon 2 before you can do the Dungeon 3. And I don't want to do that. Yeah, I want to make it like that. Dungeon 1, 2, and 3, you can choose whatever you want to do, right? And then for 4, 5, and 6, I will require the items from the first 3. And that's how I will build my structure. Yeah. Okay, so we have moving walls. What else? Should I make moving walls or should I make like shifting like blocks? Would you prefer a wall that way the switch moves left and right? Or will prefer a wall that when you flip a switch comes out of the ground or goes back underground? And it has like a slot. You hate both? Let's have both then. So raising and lowering walls and moving walls. What else we can have? That is actually already quite trippy. Oh, you know what I could do? Make it if we have the moving walls and the moving floors affect two different floors. So for example, if you have a floor right here and there is a wall here that you move out of the way, then it leaves a hole in the floor above while opening the path below. Now that would be trippy. So when you move a wall, it will actually create holes in different levels. I like that. What do you think about that mechanic? Lovely? Awful? Layer mechanics? Yes. As you can tell, I love to interconnect stuff. Even though it always end up with weird behaviors I didn't see coming. Yeah. Huh. That's going to be so difficult to design. I can already see myself having issues designing this. Huh. Vernioch. What happens when it moves? Like, Huh. Oh, this is going to be such a crazy thing. Okay. So we have walls that go up and down, move sideways, and create holes or fill holes, depending on the behavior, right? This is going to be quite a thing. Okay. Do we have two types? The ones that go up and down and the ones that go sideways or vertically? Or do we add more variables to the equation? Shall we make the walls colored? Where we have, I don't know, red, blue, and green walls with different switches. If we have a wall that is red, right, and is one of the slidey walls, It should have like only two states, right? Either left or right. It's the same with other walls. It either has up or down, right? So each wall can have two states. So we could have like a red button or lever, and the same for the blue one. And it affects every single wall in the dungeon. Right? We don't like change from red to blue. If we just turn on or turn off the corresponding walls. Huh. Okay. That's giving some structure to this. Hmm. Okay, that's nice. We have 3 buttons. Should I add more elements to this puzzle? Let's make it levers instead of buttons. Let's make it a lever that is either on or off. Yeah. Go crazy. Why do I have the feeling you are saying that? Because you have no intention of actually playing this game. Okay. That's a fairly good idea. Let's see. Let's make these by floors. Floor 1. Okay, let me put that up. Okay, so floor 1. You might play it. We have, this is 4. We have 4 here. 4 and 4, so this is the center right here. Okay, I will start it a bit off to the right there. Okay. So let's see. We start right here. This is the entrance. Let's make our little room. Yeah, so we can have a sense of the size of everything. Okay, that's the room, and I will put a door right here. Let's make it 3 wide. I will set it like this. That's a bit crooked. And one right here. Right, and we clear this. So there we go, that's the entrance, and we have the main door right here. Before I forget, this is the main door. Oh, 1 second, my cat wants to leave the room. I'll be right back, give me a second. One moment. That's very loud. Holy shit. Okay, so we have that entrance right here. Let us make the main lobby area now. It's going to be 3x3. So let's see. And 3x3. Okay. Here we go. And we go back over here. And that's it. That's our main lobby for this dungeon. Okay. So. This is F1. How do we make this interesting? Let's start with a simple door. We have 7 rooms to work with. How about we start with the obvious thing, just to like introduce the concepts to the player. We need to introduce the concepts, okay. And for that, we can have a lever right here in the first map, and we can have a hole all around, And when you press the lever, it will get filled in, right? So we are going to have a hole here. Maybe I should do it with actually having a mark right here. All the way over here. Right? And I will mark it with what would be a nice mark to delimit there is a hole here? Okay, how about I set it like just with white marks like this? This is a hole. Right? This is a hole, okay? And then, how about we start with how about we start with blue? So I'm going to go here and go straight to blue. Right? And I will mark this like a dotted line. To say this is a hole that can be get rid of using the blue switch, right? So I can mark it like this, and then I need to give it a switch. So let's make a little wall here. Yeah. Should I make it 5 by 5? Should I make it something smaller? How about... It needs to be at least 2 by 2. I suppose I can just make it 9 by 9. Okay. So it looks actually good. Right? So this is the wall basically. And we will have a switch right here. How do I represent the switch in a way that makes sense? How about like that? Okay, like that. That looks good. Okay. Okay, you are leaving? Good night, Raswell. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Okay, this switch is going to trigger that. So let me make a little notice that is supposed to be an empty thing. Actually, I don't really need to make the mark because it's already color-coded. Oh, you want to leave also, Kat? Wow. Today everybody's leaving me. Wow. Good night. One moment, let me let my cat out. One moment, I'll be right back. I'm back. Ah, just in time. Okay. So now that we cross this, right, to show you that you can block things with that, we can have another thing blocking your path. How about, since this means either the wall is rising from below or is a wall moving to place. Let me think. It could be like a wall blocking this area right here in the floor below, right? Or it could be a wall coming up from the ground. Oh, not that I think about it. If this wall is affecting the floor above, that means there is a wall below, right? On this exact position. And that means if you lower this to make this hole here again, in the floor below that, the wall is going to come down. So it's not just that you have like one floor being like filled in by a wall like this, and at the same blocking your path in the floor below like that. It also means that if you lower this, it will be blocking a path on the next floor like this, right? If you move it up and down. Oh wait, this is way more complex than I thought it was going to be. Oh wow. It's affecting all 3 floors. I never realized the effects it would have. Oh wow. Interesting. Okay, that means I can make the next floor and start taking it into account, right? So if I'm on the floor 2, that means this right here, if this is a hole, it means you need to have the wall down right here, right? So this would be an open pass. So I could maybe signal it like, how do I make it a wall? I'm making a wall like this on these ones. Huh. I'm starting to think. For it to look clean, I need to make it a different way. Okay, how about I make it like a dotted line? That could be an option. if I just set it like this. And what I do is I make it slightly out. Like this. Right, and I just delete a bunch of this just to make it look like there is something missing here. Right, so we have this as Walter is down. You flip a switch, the wall comes up, covers this hole, and blocks the path below. Right? And that means on the third floor, currently on floor 3, this particular spot has to be blocked. Right? This is going to be a nightmare to design. Wow. What have I done? What have I done? Okay, so we have this wall there. So this wall is affecting 3 different floors. Lovely. Okay. So we managed to move to this map, right? By filling the hole. Actually, now that I think about it, that means I need to make this also part of the hole. Because if not, you won't be able to know if you are walking into the abyss without knowing. So I suppose I can make this like... did I just... Yeah, I did that on the ground floor. Lovely, this is going to be a nightmare. Okay. So instead of doing this, actually I can just do the same and do it like this. I just mark this also as a void and set the dotted line. Right. Like that. And I can mark this as a hole. Okay, that means on the next floor, this has to be a little bit bigger. So I will grab this and just... Oh, I need to be on the right layer. And I will just move this. It has to be right there. Okay. And then I just fill the gaps. That way, that fills that actual gap right there. And on floor 3, this means this is going to be bigger. Can you see how this is roughly becoming quite complex? You thought you were going to move the walls on the same level, not on all the levels? You were very wrong. Okay, now that we have that solved, did I affect this level also? Oh. Wait. Oh, maybe I thought I did paint this. Did I hallucinate that? I thought I actually did this. Oh. Okay, so we have that. We have this. And then we have this. Okay. So that's one thing. Okay. With this, we show the player that we can fill in holes, right? Next. We need to show them blocking a path, right? When you flip the switch. So we show it creating a hole, filling a hole. The next is that we need to show it can clear a path. So how about I make it right here? the thing. And I will be using red for this. So what I'm going to do is just make a wall that it will go down when you flip a switch. So how about I set it right here? Should I? Mind you, this has to be the hub area, right? Let's just do it. I can like modify it later. So I will have a set of 5 right here, where I will mark as a wall, right? Like this. And no, hold on. From here to here. Yeah, right here. From there to there, we will have an actual wall. Right? That would be a wall, like this one. And to show it like this, so I need to simply a little bit away. I can just place it like this with a little margin, so I can actually show it's a raised wall to start with. And I suppose I can make it like this is also a wall, just to complement. So this ends right here as a wall. Right? That's another wall right there. I can actually make that so for all of this I can actually make it look more wall-like. Actually that doesn't look nice. Like that, and I can put another one right here. So this is there, right? So we'll place a switch maybe right here. On the right side. And the switch is going to be like the blue one. Right? You flip that and this wall will go down. making a path right here, which means on the next level, let me just set it so I can see it. On the next level right here, this is going to get locked off by that switch. How do I mark that, actually? Now that I think about it. So, okay. We have this, right? This is when there is no wall or floor. This is what when there is a wall. No, when there is floor but there is no wall. And this when there is a wall. How do I mark when a wall is going to be there when you flip it? Huh. Just to signal there is a wall going to be here. A wall with dotted lines? That actually makes sense. Yes. You are quite correct. Okay.
Only those who can pierce the illusion and resist the call of her song may claim what remains and escape with their mind intact.
Okay, so we're right here, so I start from there to over here. Okay. So this is the wall, and I will just make it dotted. Okay, so that's a wall that is going to be there when you flip the switch. So you flip that and this opens, right? So I showed you how to create a path by covering a hole or clearing a wall, right? What's next? Hmm. What is missing here? We created a path by removing the wall. We showed the creating on ground, the removing of a wall. We need to show the creation of a hole next. Right? So we are going to have a green one next. Okay. So we have this, we have that. This one shows a wall that is missing or is below. It was just shows a wall being there. Path open. Path that is going to close. So we need to show a hole that has been blocked. How do we signal that? A solid blue box. That actually is not a bad idea. Yeah. But it would be a green box, not blue one. So I can make it like this. Where do I put it? It has to be in this sector, right? So it has to be a way to go down. So you need to go on the ground. You know what? Let's use a room, an extra room. So let me create one real quick. Okay, so we're going to have a path right here. Right, let me delete this. Okay, we have a path right there, right? To make the player actually stay like on a single place, I'm going to do something interesting. So here we will have a middle switch on the wall. Let's put it right here maybe. Have the switch be like right here. Right, and we will have a hole right here. So I'm going to have a hole here. That is like blocked because the wall is high, right? There is a hole, right? So this is ground you can walk on. Okay, so that means in the floor below this, we have come on, a wall here. There is a wall right there. When you remove this, you can go down the hall. So this needs to be a room, right? So let's make the room real quick. I also forgot to make the main hub over there. Okay. So you fall down through here. This becomes a floor that can be raised, right? And then here I will give you a door. Just a clean door, like that. Right, to exit. And this is going to be the main hub. So let me make the walls real quick. Can you tell how crazy this is getting? This is going to be the water tempo of my game, basically, at the pace this is going. Right, so we go down out of here. So now that we flip the other two switches, this is blocked and this is blocked also. right? So now I want to introduce the moving of walls. So how about I make a small wall over here? We are going to represent that. How about I make it arrows? Yes, let's use arrows. So what I'm going to do is have a wall right here. So I will have okay, so we have this and this block, right? So if I make a simple wall here, well, I need to block this below here in somehow, so they cannot like go this way. But before I do that, I want to make the wall here. So I'm going to make a wall right there, right? That goes all the way over here. Oh wow, that really confuses with the background one. Oh. Like that, right? And this one is going to move this way. What I'm going to do is do this to make it clear that it moves that way. Right? Should I use red or should I use blue? I could use blue. The colors representing, they just represent the fact the switches affect different walls. But I kind of want to make it like, at least for now, I don't want it to... Actually, I don't have a reason. I don't have a reason why I want this, but I basically, right now, I don't want them to use the same color twice. It's just me being pity, being whiny about it. So let me grab the blue. No, I don't want to have like 1,000 different switches. I just want 3. Blue, red, and green, right? And I just don't want them to use twice the same one yet. Yeah. So I'm going to do this. Right? We have a wall right here that moves this way. And this basically blocks a whole section. Okay, so here I will place the switch over here. So we will have a switch right here. And this, I suppose, is going to be down because of the switch we already used here. So they flip this, and this thing is going to slide to the right. How far? We don't know. But it will clear the path over here. To move that way. Actually, that means on the floor 1, here is going to be a hole made by that particular wall. So we're going to have a hole right here. Actually, let me just make it like this. That means there is a hole right here. Right? And this hole is filled in. So instead of this, I just do this, a filled hole right there. So when they go down, actually, let me put this also. What color should I use? Let me use yellow for this. This is a one-way door, so I will make it like this, just so it's clear that is a one-way door. Right, so when they go in, they get trapped inside the room. So they have to switch to create a hole here. That means they go down to this floor by jumping down. They exit through here. They see this blocked wall. Right? So when they flick the switch, this moves to the right. And on the floor above, this creates a hole right there. But opens the path this way. Okay. So now, over here, I wanted to... Yes, I do need to decide how far it moves. But I still don't know how far it's going to move. I still don't know how far it will go. The farthest it can go is over here to the end of the room. But that's it. Okay. So we are now over here. Okay, so now we're going to use red for this because I want to use red. So we are in this room right here. Here I wanted to go up again. We show the wall sliding to the right. So now I want to show the wall sliding to the left. Okay. How do I show a wall sliding to the left? Boxes with dotted lines and arrows? Yes. I'm just trying to figure out how to make this a puzzle. Hold on. This will move out of the thing. So I wanted to show one coming. Well, I suppose if they play with the switches, they want to see the thing moving around here. Okay, so they flip this switch. This is block, this is block. If they flip this switch, that means this goes to the right and this no longer is blocked. Shit, this keeping track of where is going to be a big freaking nightmare. You can make a group folder turning it on and off. You see, there is this one issue. Imagine this. We have this like basically a sliding block, right? So we have this, let's say this is the floor, right? Of one floor, and we have another and the third one, right? If we have a red wall here, creating a path in this section right here, right? Like that. If I switch the red, it's going to go up like this, right? Blocking above, but cleaning below, right? What happens if I have a red that is here, right? So when you flip this red, this one goes up, and this keys one even upper, so it's going to be like this, right? In fact, I don't even have to do it like that. I could have like moving them in opposite directions. That's the thing. Let's say this is on the state. This one, its current state is down, and this current state is up. And what the switch does is that if you flip it, it inverts the state of the walls. So that would make this one go up and the other one go down, right? The same way I could have walls that move to the right when you flip them, and ones that move to the left when you flip them. I could invert the states. That's the issue. Yeah. So keeping track of everything is going to be a bit of a nightmare, I'm not gonna lie. I could like mark them with numbers, like for example, let's call this 1, right? So we can have a, let's put it over here. We can have a red one, right? We can have a blue one. That means put every request under one folder. That could work. Hold on. My brain is raining. Two types of a folder for one color, one toggle 0 and one toggle for 1. That actually could work. Hold on. So let's say this is red. And I can have a layer that I will call no, hold on. We have red, right? We had also blue. And we have green. Okay. In the blue, we can have floors, right? Because it's going to be divided by floor. So I could simply say F1. And within that F1, we can have an on, and that would be a layer, not a folder. That would be a layer called on and a layer called off. No, that's wrong. Hold on. Okay, so we have.
Hello everyone.
Welcome. Hello. Welcome to my. Hello, Mundo. Welcome to my nightmare. So we have 3 floors, right? On those we had 3 colors. Those can be on or off. How do I sort this? Did I make this too complex? Am I dumb? Okay. I wish I could make a variable in this editor. Holy shit. Okay, it has to be by floors. So this will be F1. And this has to be blue. Then we have green, we have red. Come on. Stop being annoying. Come on. Okay. Let's do it like this. So we have F1, right? Let me hide F2. So this is how F1 looks right now. And I'm going to grab this and just cut the blue one. So I got that. We go to on this we should have blue on off, right? This is blue off. Okay, so blue on would be like this. I will just make this. Like that, and we just fill it in. This is how it looks when blue is on, right? For this particular thing. Okay. This by default is on. So it's actually blocking the path. So you need to flip it down to be the correct thing. So on red we have okay. So I grab this. Yeah, it's going to be very complex, but I can work with it. Yes. Hold on. Let me get comfortable. Okay. So this is the off, right? This is the on. Beyond we go to grab this. We grab the reds right here. Cut. Come on, cut. Okay, and this is how it's going to look. Off. Okay, on is going to look like this when it's on. It should look yeah, it should look like this. Should it? That's when it's missing. So if it's on already, I'm trying to remember my own reasoning. This is off. Sound should be just with a circle, right? I'm confusing myself. Holy shit. No, this is on. Okay. That's why I was confused. This is on. And this is off. Okay, this is on. That's the default value. Then we turn it off, which means we're going to have the same structure right here. Right, but I will have it dotted because it's hidden. I think this is going to be more work than what I thought it was going to be. But then again, this is a puzzle box dungeon. So this is going to be a nightmare to make and a nightmare to complete. Am I making a dungeon that is too complex? This is supposed to be the third dungeon. Am I making it too complex? I wonder. So that's how it looks when it's off. Okay. So now we move to this room right here that we're gonna talk about. That's how green looks when it's on. Let's call it. Yeah, the first and second things are fairly small. Well, the puzzle to get the boss key on the second one is a bit of a nightmare. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so this is the on state. So let's see. I'm going to grab this up. Grab this. And then we'll put it over here. That's the on. The off. The off is going to look, let's see. This is supposed to be a hole after the thing is removed, so I will just put it like this. And we just mark it as a hole like this. Okay, so we flip the switch, we go down to the second floor, right? So now I can hide the whole first floor. And make a new level here. So we go to F2. Okay. On F2, we have to have the same structure. So blue, blue, I forget this thing tries to tag things in a very specific way. Okay. That's blue. Then we need our red. And we need our green. Okay. Okay, we have, let's start with the green here. We have a green off. With the motorcycles. And we have an on. Okay. Back here we have, we're currently off. So here we should be seeing just the thing in the ground. So let me hide this. Okay. So this has to be the thingy like this. Okay. So I just set the lines like this. Is it the thing that goes up and down? So that means this needs to be dotted. Okay. So this is the one that can rise. Let me grab it. And I will put it here. Okay. So now we're off, right? We fall down, we get here, we have this. Should I, instead of making it a sliding wall, do I make it just an up and down wall again? Would that be better? To make the dungeon a bit more simple? Yeah, because it's the third dungeon. I don't want to be like throwing everything at the player yet. Okay. So this we make a different wall, right? This one starts down and then gets up. So currently blue is on, so this should be the off state. So I will just grab this. I keep using the same shortcuts as the other program. It's not going well for me. Okay, so new. Currently that's on, so this should be the off. So we say off blue 2. Right, and this goes there. That's the off. The on should be, let's say, on blue 2. Okay, 1. The on should be, given the structure, should be like this. Ah, I need a blue. It should just be a solid wall. Like that. Okay, so currently we're on. Or blue. So if I make this a wall that is up when this is up also, that would make it the same on the other one, right? Where it goes up when you turn it on. If I want this to create a hole above, so when you switch this will go down, creating a hole. Also, this creates a hole. So it should be the same as this. Okay. So this is when it's on blue. Okay. So I can just grab this real quick. It's going to chop a little bit of that. Maybe I just delete it. Right? It causes less annoyance. And I can just complete this. Okay. This one I can move on. So this comes down, right? So this triggers when red is off. No, wait. What's the current state? This is lowered. So the dotted line is when the thing is on. Okay. Yeah. So currently it's off. So this has to be like this. So let go. Okay. And for the blue, on the on, we need to have a wall here. And this one is the one that goes up and down. So oh, it's not drawing. Oh, it's because of the selection. Right? And it has to be like a little bit away from the wall to make this. So that's the current state when it's on. When it's off, Why are there so many motorcycles today? Okay, we have that. This is going to be quite the thing when I'm like juggling like 100 different layers. It would be quite scary if they are having a race near my place, because the road is not very friendly to races. They don't have like well, what call it? Well-made streets, lots of bumps and holes.
Strike not flint to stone, but will to sorrow.
Same with your place, but that didn't stop them. Some died and caused a traffic jam, so them. Well, yeah, they are kind of playing with their lives there. Yeah. In my opinion, there are better ways to get the adrenaline. One of them being direct injection. Funny enough how that is even safer than what they are doing. This is one of the instincts how bothering people when they are dead. Well, that would depend on what they were doing when they were alive. Whether or not they would be useless. At least I will reset my judgment. Depending on that. There we go. That's when it's off. Okay. So this is the current state of blue. Red is also on the same state, and green should be off also. Okay. More races are teenagers at your place? Really? I never actually checked. Who was exactly racing? Not gonna lie. It actually happened on my... when I was working at a certain place on the edge of the city, that we were like living around like, what was it, like 12 at night, near midnight, and this car was racing with their lights off, so we didn't really see them. Luckily, we were in two groups, one in one car, the second on the other, and I was in the second group. So this car without lights hits the car on the first group, And mind you, they got like hit. Not on a T-bone, but more on an like an L shape, where they hit like the front part of the car. And they hit it hard, so the car was like destroyed. The bad part is that the car that hit them basically flipped around. We went to check on both cars, and turns out the one racing was a dude on his 20s with his girlfriend on the front seat and the girlfriend's sister on the back seat. And apparently the one that was worse off was the girl on the back seat because she didn't have a belt on. Yeah. Indeed. It was quite the event. Yeah. Back then I didn't have my first aid like license, so I didn't do anything. I just sat back. What happened while you were going out to get dinner? Lost your appetite because you were stuck in traffic. Yeah, I see, it can happen. Yes. Okay, so that's F2, right? Alright, I didn't... Or did I? I didn't put the one on the... on this one. Okay, let's turn that off. So that's the current state, right? Let's go to F3. Ah, this is going to be quite a nightmare to handle. Group layer. F3. So we have blue 3. We have red up. Red 3. And we have green 3. And I think you will make more progress. Visualize this on pen and paper. Yeah, maybe if I had like 3 separate files for each floor, it would be like easier to read. Not gonna lie. I do agree on that. Okay. So now we go to F3, which is just this thing. I believe this is because we have blue on. Yeah. Oh, okay. Blue of 3. I grab this, move it here, place it, there we go. That's when it's off, and when it's on, on F3. Wow. Right there. Place that. And I will just make the dotted line. I feel like I will have like a better like way to show this if I did it directly on the game engine instead of trying to make the design. It does feel like that. Then again, I kinda make the thing way more complicated by myself by adding so many like random contraptions. Okay, so here we can have the walls, so I can actually tell where the everything is before I get confused. Actually, no, this needs to be over here on the actual floor plan. Yeah, I also don't always like make like the design, but I feel like because I'm showing it off on stream, I should be like being more clean about it, more proper in a way. There we go. We have there the room to start with. Oh, okay. So that's on. This is off. Yeah. Okay. So let us go back to... Actually, I could just move this here. So I can toggle the whole floor. Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, we don't need it to be doing weird stuff. Right, like this. That way I can toggle everything off. Yeah. Okay, so we were on floor 2, right? Okay. Currently B is on. Not that I think about it, because B is on. That means over here, this. Actually, I do have the marked right there. Did I didn't add the alternative. Oh. Wait. Okay, whatever. I'm getting confused by myself. Okay. Let me make a little thing so I don't make mistakes. Just changing the permissions so I can be more careful. Okay. So here, if we turn on we are right here, right? So to move forward, we need to turn off B. So here, why is this not disappearing? Wait. Did I draw it again on top of the... Or did I never delete it? Oh. I think I just draw it wrong. Oh. Okay, hold on. I need to move this. View. All this needs to go from here to here. Okay. So now when I turn off this, it should disappear. Okay. And here I need to make the hole here. So I can just grab this real quick. So here needs to be a hole. So I will just grab it. Okay, all the way over here. And this is a hole. Okay, so we need to turn B off here. So I will just flip the switch on the other floors also. This is B off. Okay, with that we can proceed in F2, right? We lower this. So now we move up here. Okay, from here what do we want to do? We showed the mechanics of lowering and moving the walls, right? The current state is that we have a wall here, a hole here. We could either go down to the third floor or go back up. Maybe we should give it a way to go back up so they can like restart the whole thing. Basically stairs is the idea I was going to go with. So for example, once you cross this, we can go from F2 to F1, right? So this is F2. I can, for example, put stairs up right here. And so I can put here. And stairs up. Right? That means in the same location on F1, wow, we can have stairs down here. Oh, wait. Okay, so we're back up. Now we have this empty thing right here. Okay, so because we switch blue, right? That means here this is down. That means on F3 it should affect also. So if we go to F3, here we should have a wall right there, right? In the same position as F2. So I'm going to grab this color. So we go in the off position. For blue. And I'm going to make a wall. Right there. Right? That's when they are off. And when they are on, this location should have the same thing but with dotted lines. Because this is where the wall comes down. Can you see how this can get complex really quickly? Hello, Spy. Bienvenido. Bienvenido, Spy. Bienvenido. For your sake, I have this makes the only mechanic this dungeon applies. When it comes to things that modify the layout of the dungeon, yes, this is the only thing I want to add. Just like on the forest, you only have like push the block puzzles, basically. Here you will only have the flip the switch. Adult puzzle, excuse you. That's probably one of the hardest puzzles I made so far in the game. At least within the vanilla dungeons. Yeah, the 10 blocks. Yeah. That do exist on the other dungeon. Okay, so that's where the thing goes when it's on. When it's off, it looks like this. Okay, so that's how floor 3 is affected. Let's go back to floor 2. So we open a path to floor 1, right? I don't want you to go this way, so I need to find a way to block this area. That's for the next dungeon at Rubik's Cube layout. Actually, I have 3. I'm going to be circulating to 3 types of dungeons. The one that is only fighting, the one that is exploring, and this one that is basically the water temple. Okay, so from here we want to go up, right? So we go up. Here. Now we cannot go back because this is blocking our path. So now what we want to do is... Now we have access to the red switch again. Ah. Okay. So right now the green one is off. Okay. Let me check the other one. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I want to make it so you cannot go back here that easily. I mean, you cannot go from here to here, right? So maybe I will put a green one blocking the path. Okay, don't die. Good luck in your hunt for food. Maybe I will use the green one. Because to switch it, you have to get in here, right? And you are forced to go down. Here, we're here and I want you to go this way, so this needs to be blocked off. Oh. Now here, this is preventing you from going back to the normal switch. So maybe I need a green one right there. Yeah, I think I will put a green one here. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is place... Hmm. Hmm. Hello. Hello. Hello, hello. So I want to block the path this way. The best way would be with a green one. Either here or over here. Hmm. Hmm. Ah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is going to put a green here to block the upper area. So I'm going to extend this like so. Right? I will add the wall there, and I want to have a okay. It's time already. I suppose I can have something blocking right here. Damn it. This is more complex than I thought it would be. Not gonna lie. Right, we have this. I go to the green. Right now we're off. So I'm going to simply grab some green from here. You like it when there are more complex than it should be? Well, that's indeed happening here, sadly. Okay, so let me just finish this wall. So we're going to have this right here, right? And let me hide the floor here. right? This is going to be the way it looks, like that. And I'm going to make this here. This is how it looks when it's off. Okay. So now with that, that means the first time you enter, this is going to be down, right? So you... Okay, let me do a little playthrough. Shall we? So, this is the state when we start the game, right? So we come into the dungeon, we go in here. The only action we can take is flip this switch, right?
Winner,
So
winner, chicken dinner.
Hello, Basil. I flip the switch like that so we can go across. Here we have the green wall and the red wall blocking you. So we turn off the red one over here, and that lets us cross. We can still cross through here though, because we feel this. Oh. Whoops. Huh. It was meant to block the way? Or it wasn't? I don't remember. Because this is a hole that has been filled, right? Yeah, but that means I can walk across this to the stairs, right? Instead of going this way, where I wanted to go. That means this should be the other way around. Okay, hold on. I'm going to grab this. Got it. Got it. Thank you. Paste. And then I will go over here. And cut this. And paste it. Okay. So what I need to do is move this one up. Move this one down. And this goes here. And that goes there. So now they are reversible. Right? Wait, what happened there? Okay, I got this. Got. Paste. Right? Okay. Got. Come on. Paste. Okay, I will hide this. Turn the other one on. Wait, what happened to the one below? The fuck? There we go. I was like, what the hell? Okay, got this. Okay, paste it. Like this. Okay. Turn that on. Got that one. Hello? Okay. I still have that one. Okay. Paste this. Move up. Move down. Okay. Paste that. There we go. That should be it, right? There we go. Okay. So we're going here, get stuck here, flip that switch, invert green. That opens that door right there, and also this, and we go to the F2. On F2, we have blue on, which is blocking this, right? Because that is... No, it shouldn't be blocking that. Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's stop this for today. We can continue this madness next week. Next week, yes. Okay, let's stop here. Never mind, this is a nightmare. I need to figure out a different way to do this. Hold on. Okay, let's continue this later.
I mean, I thought you were going to move the walls on the same level and not all the levels. Only those who can pierce the illusion and resist the call of her song may claim what remains and escape with their mind intact. Hello everyone.
Okay, this is going to be quite the nightmare to make. Wow.
Winner winner, chicken dinner.
Y gracias, Spy, por los 32. Yeah. Okay. Let's stop here. I'm going to stop. You love to touch yourself. I love to overcomplicate things in a incredibly annoying way. Not gonna lie. Okay, let us stop here. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. Muchas gracias por venir al directo. Voy a parar aquí antes de que pierda la cordura. Before I stop my madness. Indeed. Okay. Good night, bye bye. Buenas noches. Que descansen. Good night. Adiós. Buenas noches. Good night. Rest well. Adiós. Bye bye. Good night. Good night. I'm going to grab dinner. Good night. Bye bye. Adiós. Hasta el jueves. Good night. Bye bye. Adiós. Until Saturday. Night. Bye.
A solid blue box. A hole in the ground, of course. And how are you going to represent that, Lemao? I really don't know. Do the colors represent anything, Lemao? Maybe you can use in-between colors too, like orange, purple, teal. Ah. So don't you need to decide how far it moves? Boxes with dotted lines and arrows? Can you make a group/folder for turning on and off? Oh. That means put every red walls under one folder? 2 types of folder for one color, one for toggle equals 0 and one for toggle equals 1. Hello everyone. Hello Mundo. It's going to be rather complicated to represent on multiple levels, but it does give a clear picture. Planning takes a million hours already, probably. The first and second dungeons are pretty short if you know where to go. Sure, it's less complicated. Maybe they're having a race near your place. Same with my place, but that didn't stop them. Some died and caused traffic jam, so F them. Useless while alive, and still somehow bothering people after they're dead. What a holes. Welp, most of the racers are teenagers at my place. Ouch, bruh. One happened while I was going out to get dinner. Lost my appetite, mostly because I was stuck in TR. Yeah. I think I'd make more progress visualizing this on pen and paper. Same way I feel about planning a system layout versus directly building the prototype. It's under a different group. F. Yes. How does one go back up? Ladder? Yes. Hola.
Oli, XD. ¿Cómo está? Cara sonriente.
For your sake, I hope this is the only mechanic this dungeon employs. Oh, that old puzzle. Let me guess, timed blocks too? What's for the next dungeon? A Rubik's Cube layout. Oops, my lunch is here. BRB. I'm back. Oh, it's time. I was just going to suggest adding more regular walls. I like it when things are less complex when it should be. The hostel management which I have to develop is actually simpler than I imagined, which is nice. I can also refer to existing systems for hotels too. Imagine if the player steps on a lowered wall as he activates a switch, so he gets pushed up to there. Winner winner, chicken dinner. Hello. Henlop.
Bienvenida Jumpscare.
What? It was supposed to. Yes, the blue wall should be reverse toggle.
Ahora que lo veo. Felicidades por los 372 subs, cara sonriente.
Vanished like my hopes and dreams. Brain not braining. Madness. You love to torture yourself.
Ese soy yo, cara con el ceño fruncido y la boca abierta.
Good night everyone, I'm gonna have lunch.
Hasta mañana, cara sonriente. Yeah, Dasi. Hasta el jueves. Cara sonriente.
Good night, bye bye, buenas noches.
Yeah, cara sonriente. Que descanse.
Good night, bye bye.
Abeja.